If you're wanting to have success in your online store, but you're finding that you're not getting enough traffic or getting sales on your online store, there are probably a few things that you're doing wrong. And in today's video, I'm gonna go over main reasons on why people's shops fail or don't see success and even may not get any sales at all. And honestly, this goes for whether you're selling on Shopify or Etsy or pretty much any platform, because I'm gonna be breaking down some things that are just key essentials with e-commerce and things that will basically stunt your growth when you have an online store. I've helped many people scale different types of online stores, whether they're selling digital products, physical products, even different types of programs, and I've learned a lot in the 5 years of doing it. And honestly, I wanna say that the first thing that I'm going to say is one of the most important, and that is that you may not be taking your business seriously or treating this as an actual business. It can be really difficult when you first start out to try to treat your small business or your online store with no sales as something that's serious and brings you traffic, because it's not. So you kind of have to trick yourself and trick your brain into taking it seriously as if it's already successful. Now, taking it seriously isn't necessarily lying to yourself, but what that is meaning is that you want to treat it as if it's a big business. You want to be checking in every single day. You want to make sure that you are consistently adding to your shop, making it better, learning more about who you're selling to, and actively being in your shop, especially if you're selling on platforms like Etsy, where they are going to reward sellers that are consistently doing work and improving their online store. Consistency is something that is a key in any type of business and in any type of success in general. And I think a lot of people will fall short of that, especially in the newer beginning stages of a business, because that inspiration can definitely die out once you realize how much actually goes into building your online store. And if you set everything up and then you walk away, or you post one listing to your online store that maybe took you a long time, and then you're asking yourself why you're not getting sales, what else have you done to really make that shop good and make it something that someone wants to purchase from? And think of this in any type of business model, right? If someone were to open a store or a boutique and then just leave it for a few days and not care, and it's open and then it's closed and there's no consistency there, that's not a business that people will go to or return to or even find valuable or leave good reviews on, right? So it's something that you need to be actively showing up for, even when it's not successful. Any brand owner will tell you that the beginning stages just stink. You're learning so much though in this type of space. So every time that you do something and you don't success in it and you're not getting that instant gratification, yes, it is so much easier to just stop doing it, and you haven't gotten a sale and then you say, this sucks, I spent all this time on it and it made me no money, yada yada. But really, in reality, you may not have actually put in the time and energy that's needed to make it successful. So treat it as if it's already successful before it is, and I promise you that will bring you so much more happiness to your business, and you're not wasting time. I think that's a huge misconception, is that if you feel like you're wasting time and you feel like you're putting all this energy into it, really try to take a step back and think about how much you've learned, because in all honesty, setting up an Etsy shop or a Shopify store, you're gonna have to, it's trial and error, right? You're gonna learn a lot more than a lot of people will that never try it, about marketing, about photos, about SEO, about copywriting, pricing, so much. Next thing that you might be doing wrong, or why your shop is not having the success that you want to have yet, is that you might be selling too much. Now that might sound a little silly, but honestly, if you are posting a bunch of mumble jumble random products on your online store that are not optimized, you're not taking time to do the photos, they look like crap, nobody is going to purchase them, and you're not setting up a brand identity for yourself. If you want an online store that brings back repeat customers, that's actually something long-term, and that's really gonna bring you a sustainable income, you need to build a brand identity, and in that, you need to figure out who the heck you're selling to. Because if you're trying to sell to everybody, you're appealing to nobody. It's kind of like the saying, jack of all trades is a master of none. You can sell a bunch of different products, and sure, maybe you'll get a few bites here and there of sales, but you're not actually gonna be known for something or a specific audience. So what I would really recommend, and what I've done in all of my stores, is to be niche specific. Now, with niche specific, it can be a very hard to understand term because so many different people talk about it and have so many different views on it. Now, my personal view on what a niche specific store is I like to consider it or think of it as a vibe. So think of it as who is going to purchase from you that has your vibe, okay? So for example, if my store is based around pets and pet lovers and people that are going to purchase things for people who love pets or the pets themselves. That's what I need to really differentiate, is who's going to be purchasing from my store. Because really the idea of pets, right? It can be pet bowls, pet beds, pet supplies, or it could be, again, gifts and apparel for people or their pets. And so you really just need to determine what angle you want to go to with that. And in that reflects what your brand identity is. Same goes if you want to sell to mental health, okay? That's a great niche. I've sold mental health stuff on Etsy for years, and I absolutely love it because I bring a positivity to the mental health awareness community, right? And in that, I'm asking myself, what are people in this community looking for? Who is purchasing? Is it people that want to give someone a self-care gift? Is it people that are working in the mental health industry? And what about what types of colors they like, or what types of specific products? Is it sweatshirts? Is it gift boxes? Is it stickers? There's all these things that you really have to understand before you just throw a bunch of random stuff on your online store. And one thing that I find confusing that I want to just mention before I move on to the next one is that in a niche, you can sell different types of products. A lot of people assume that a niche is just like your store is all books or your store is all hats. That's more of like a product specific store. If your niche is, again, pet lovers, you can sell pet lover hats, or pet lover blankets or pet lover mugs, and have all those different products in your store as long as it's organized and can be found through categories or sections. And this is going to help you with a longer brand identity so that people start to see your brand and you can upsell them with other products in your store. Now, moving on to our next reason why you might not be getting sales is that, hate to say it, your website might not look that good. Now, again, whether it's on Shopify or Etsy, ask yourself very truthfully, does your website look good? Would you buy from your store? Now, this is things that can be a little bit easier on Etsy because you really have to just focus on your shop logo, your shop banner, and what your listing photos look like. But on Shopify, this is going to be a little bit more intense because you're going to have to build out all of your shop sections. You're going to have to build out all of your homepage, your FAQ. There's a lot more that goes into it, right? But regardless of that, you need to take that time to make it look good. Even if it's your Etsy shop and people are coming to your Etsy shop after clicking on one of your listings, it better look good. Things better be organized. Those photos better be looking really, really great, and things are easy to navigate. I think that one of the most slept on things with online stores is that they're not easy to navigate. When someone clicks on your page, you really only have a few seconds of them deciding if they're gonna stay on the page or they're gonna scroll, right? It's the same thing of a video. You watch it for a few seconds, you decide if you're gonna scroll away or if you're gonna watch it again and look at the comments, right? So ask yourself that with your online store of, when I open it, does it say exactly what I'm selling? Does it let the person know what they can expect? And if you are having, your website built out, you wanna make sure there's somewhere where somebody can click immediately to purchase a product versus having to scroll down and figure out how to buy your product. I see that mistake a lot on websites is you'll click on it and then there's like all these photos and this mumble jumble and it's like, where is the buy now button? Where can the person purchase the product? Because most likely they came to your website curious and they want to read about your product and get to your product page ASAP. So where is the button to buy? Luckily on Etsy, this is great because you can do featured products. So you always want to put your best products in the featured so that if someone does come to your shop, they're immediately met with what your best selling products are. And going along with a store that looks good, of course, that's going to be your photos and it's going to be reflected in your description as well. Are you giving all the necessary details for your product without crowding with a giant description? Are your descriptions making sense for your products and they're not just the description that comes in through Printify? Like, are you actually putting in details about your product and your design? And just try to put yourself in the buyer's shoes whenever you're feeling like you're done with something and you review it before you publish on your site. Now, next is your marketing strategy, if there is one. And I want to talk about this because I get so many questions about marketing and I know that it can seem like a lot, but I think that if you take the correct angle for your business and what it is that you're selling, it can be so beneficial, especially if you can focus your energy into one marketing or two marketing strategies versus trying to hit every single marketing strategy that there is within your one store, especially if you're new. So I want to talk about one marketing strategy that is just foolproof. It works every time and has worked in every type of store that I've ever had, and that is email marketing. Now, I know with email marketing that it can seem a bit intimidating, especially if you've never tried it before or never experimented with it, but I promise you it is so worth it, and it's one of the best ways to bring people back to your online store, whether it's people that have purchased from you before and you turning them into repeat buyers, or targeting someone through email that may have come to your shop but is yet to make a purchase yet, and we're able to bring them back and entice them to make that purchase. So I use a platform called Omnisend, which is email and SMS marketing platform that you can sync with your online store. And what I like to do with this is to offer a simple pop-up that gives a discount to a potential buyer in exchange for their email address. And I'm sure you've seen this before when you have gone onto an online store and there is a pop-up there that says, would you like to save X amount or get free shipping? You enter your email and you're usually met with a code. This here is an incredible way to start building your email list, and it's people that have an interest in your online store because they came to your online store and they're taking that enticeful offer to make a purchase. So once you do have their emails, then you can put them into automations. So for example, if someone adds something to their cart but leaves without purchasing, Omnisend will automatically send them a series of emails to bring them back and recover that sale. You can also use it to send review requests, special offers, add personalized recommendations, and the best part is that a lot of it can be met on autopilot. Omnisend has a bunch of different templates and they're all customizable so that you can make it fit your website's feel, and again, go along with the branding and your niche that I was talking about before, because this is so important. So there's so many different ways to customize it and make it feel intuitive with your actual brand. And I honestly think this is a lot more cost effective than ads because it's personally targeted to that customer that came to the store with the intent to make a purchase for somebody just scrolling. It's something that they already had that prior interest in, and it's not going to be as much gambling because again, you know that they were already there for a reason. And Omnisend is a Shopify app that you can sync directly with your Shopify store. It's very intuitive and it'll save everything from your pop-ups and move it over so that you can seamlessly set up different types of flows. So if you want to set up the abandoned cart flow, or if you want to set up a purchase reminder or a review reminder, these are all things that can be done very easily. So if you haven't already, I would recommend setting up email marketing sooner than later. It is one of those things that's going to keep paying off as your store grows. And I'll link different tutorials that I have, and I will also leave a link to Omnisend where you can go ahead and try it out. So it's in the description below. They also have SMS marketing, which I find very interesting. And if you would like to see a video about all of that, please let me know in the comment section. And if you are selling on Etsy, there are ways that you can implement email marketing as well. And one of my favorite ways to do so, because Etsy's policies, you can't exactly reach out and ask people to join your email list. But what I like to do is utilize different pack-in inserts in my products. So whether you're selling physical products that you're packing up and shipping yourself, or if you're a print-on-demand seller, you can do this by offering a pack-in insert with a QR code to join your email list. This is one of my favorite ways to do this, especially with print-on-demand, because Printify, the print-on-demand supplier I use, does have a pack-in insert option. You can create this easily in Canva, and you can make a QR code that goes on the pack-in using their QR code app. And all you'd have to do is grab a link that you would get from your Omnisend account to offer them an offer. So join our email list for 10% off your next purchase. And then once they go through that flow that you created, they'll have a code they can use. And now they're a part of your email list on Etsy. And that's the way that it would be allowed. Now, moving on to our next thing, and kind of in the same realm, and that is social media marketing. Now, with social media, I love it because it's free. It's free to post on social media. And the benefits of this are that you can get a lot of eyes on your products or your website quicker than you would think. So yes, obviously, if you don't have followers in the beginning, you're not going to get your stuff pushed out as much, but you would be surprised at how many eyes you can get on your products by posting photos or reels or TikToks on your social media platforms. Now, something that I would like to say with this is to try to start with one platform and master it, because it can be so overwhelming at first. It can be a lot to create your Instagram, your TikTok, your Pinterest, and then trying to post on all of them, or Facebook, whatever it is that you want to use. So what I would recommend to do is to pick one social media platform, master it, and then you can continue on and build the other ones as well. I think that with content as well, you also want to think about what your niche is and where it may perform best. So my advice with that is to do your research, search up your niche on different social media platforms, see if there's a lot of creators, see if there's people talking about it, if there's video styles that you would like to recreate or photos, and figure out which one would be the best fit for you. A lot of Etsy sellers like to go with Pinterest. This is personally what I do. I find that Pinterest and Etsy work really well together. So that's definitely something that I would take into consideration if you are an Etsy seller, especially with print-on-demand products, because it can be a little bit more difficult to make content for them. And I will leave a helpful video below where I go in depth on my marketing strategies for Etsy and other stores on Shopify too. I think that it's something should be its own separate video, so I will link those, and I like to make updated ones a lot, so make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on those. And if you're somebody that just does not want to do social media at all, I completely understand that, but a great way that you can kind of get into it without having to do it, because honestly, you don't want to be behind and everything is on social media now. So if you are somebody like that, I would recommend looking into influencer marketing. This is where you would either send a product to an influencer and ask them to create content for you, or send it to them and ask them to talk about it or share it on their page. Now, there are a lot of levels to this. There can be money involved, there can be exchanges, whether it's a video for a free product or a video for a certain type of amount of money, but it can be a really, really valuable thing, because hiring or working with an influencer that has interest in your niche and in your products, they already have an established connection with their audience. And so giving the exposure on their accounts can be very, very beneficial to your product and your website. I've seen this work wonders before. It's really incredible and something that I would recommend you to look into, regardless if you're gonna post on social media yourself or not, because it can be really, really great. And last but not least, our last and final reason is that you might be giving up too quickly. And I see this a lot. It was me. I've been in the same shoes of that, is just giving up too quickly, not seeing the results right away, and you don't want to put the work into it. Realistically, who wants to put the work into something when you're not seeing a return yet? It's extremely frustrating. It's like if you're going to the gym and you give up, you're not going to have the muscle anymore, or you're going to put on the weight. It's the same thing with your business. If you stop posting on your online store, if you just abandon it, adding trendy and new products, if you don't answer customer messages, if you just let it be for 6 months, what's gonna happen to it? You're giving up too quickly. And so it is something that requires that consistency and requires you to the drive to really wanna do it. I am a strong believer, just because I've seen myself do it, and if you really, really want something to work, you will make it work regardless of the circumstance. So I really believe that. So if you're somebody that's thinking about giving up, really reconsider and ask yourself if it's something you really want to do, and then how can you improve and get better before giving up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that one of these or all of them were helpful to you. Please be sure to leave any questions or comments in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. I have a lot of exciting stuff coming up, especially with Q4 approaching. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.